What are we afraid of? Are we not starting at the back foot already? What's the worst thing that could happen to us black people? What are you afraid of? Ukuhlekwa abantu, ukucabanga ukuthi mangibuyela ekhaya bazothini. The reason we're not taking chances, the reason we're afraid to do things as nzima, it's because we have this tradition of ukuthi umuntu mehluleka uyahlekwa. Where does that come from? When you're young, musukhawula ukhasa, ngendlela ofunda ngayo ukuhamba uyakhasa usukume uwe mawuwa bakushayela izandla. Everyone claps hands for you. This is the way we learn. This has always been the way people learn, by failing. How is it when we're adults, we turn this learning experience into something ambi, into something which you have to be shameful for? We have great ideas. We have thoughts in our heads. We never seen them manifest. We do not get them across. Why? Because we are afraid. We are afraid ukuthi uba uzothini. We are afraid ukuthi if it fails, abantu bazothini. We're at the back foot already. We're suffering already. This COVID-19 is making it worse. It's worse for the middle class people because you think you own these houses, you think you own these cars. Wait until your company retrenches and you do not have work for the next 3 months. You'll really see who owns this house. This is one wake-up call which should teach us ukuthi singasabi afraid anymore. At least when you try, there are chances that you might succeed. We're sitting here thinking that everything is well. We're sitting here blaming the government, blaming our managers, blaming our directors, blaming everyone but ourselves. It's because we live this life, we punch in, we punch out. We go to work, come back from work, watch movies, watch series, watch Isbaya or anything that you like. Then you sleep, move, wake up again, kusasa, do the same thing. Why? What are we here for? What's our reason for being here? We speak loosely, we say, I'm unique, angifani nabanye abantu, but why are you different? What are you creating? As for me, I'm tired of being afraid. I look around, I see the nature yabantu abaphuma kude with life. I see the race which comes from our ancestors, or Mandela, or Robert Sobukwe. The guy from Burkina Faso, Thomas Sankara, the great Haile Selassie, the great King Hintsa. You can name a lot of them. They come from adversity. What they had different is they knew ukuthi already they're in the back foot. There's no fate worse than they were. They would rather die ukuthi baphile le mpilo abayiphilayo. I see this generation taking a foot off the pedal because of fame, because of thinking that umusune moto nendlu, you've made it. We do not have our own institutions. We do not have our own banks. We do not have our own companies. We work for these guys. We work for everyone. Not to say we should not be grateful. We are paid for our skills. But now what happens this time when people decide to restructure? What happens when the lockdown extends and the business goes down and you go down with it? You know what happens? The owner is losing a business. Sadly, he's going to lose a business. However, his home is still going to be paid. His house is still going to be furnished. His car, if it's not paid off, is still going to be paid. His only inconvenience is his business. And it's sad to lose a business. However, what are you losing? You're losing your house. You're losing your car. You're losing your respect. You're losing your wife. You're losing your family. You're losing yourself. You go down to depression. Because why? When you get an opportunity, we think of ourselves as tools that have to be used so that someone afike phambili. We do not think we can create anything. We sell ourselves short. We ask ourselves questions that we should not be asking. But now what happens when we say, to hell with it? What happens when we come back and say, well, if I fail, I fail. What's the worst that could happen? I've lived at home before. Ngike ngahlala nomama nomalume nabomntana bakamalume nabantwana bakamamncane. I've shared a bed before. Ayekho into enzima ngalokho. We are afraid it's going to happen any other way. Either way, you try, you do not, it's going to happen. But the thing is, if you try, you might get out of it. If you're lucky, this thing is not going to take your job. But what happens if you're not? Are we going to live in depression and say, bekungcono before COVID-19, bekungcono before yonke lento iqala? It's life. We wake ourselves up, siyaqhubeka, siphile. Ayikho enye indlela esingamisa ngayo. We're already in the back foot. We're already suffering. I see my people, I know my people. Please, let's wake up. This cannot be it. Let's create our own things. So that when these things come, we say, at least let me restructure. At least let me sell some of my shares. Can we get there? The sooner, the better.